Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. Welcome to another edition of the Queen G Live Experience. Welcome to our show, guys. I'm so happy to be presented before you guys again. Once again, always happy to be live and in the building. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the things that we got to do yesterday, me and the kids. We were kind of out in the world navigating, moving around, but I got a chance to, I spotted a homeless guy next door to a restaurant called Waffle House here in um, Texas. Waffle House is very popular. They have them everywhere. And I decided to take the kids out to, have brunch and things like that. And noticed a homeless guy. And I ended up, just kind of reaching out to him and blessing him. And when I see that, it's just triggers, it's triggers of memories of when me and my family were out there and in that position. And when I saw him, I was just like, oh my God. And I was happy that he was gracious enough to receive it. Sometimes they don't want to, receive the blessing when you approach them, and it's all in your approach too. Because it was a homeless guy in our building the other day, and same thing. I spoke to him, and he seemed to kind of shy away. He didn't want me to say anything to him or bless him or any of that. Like he was too proud or something, and it's difficult. So I'm not telling everybody, if you see homeless people on the street, just go give them money and things like that. Use your own discretion, because, some of them are on drugs. Some of them are really, really living a tough life and having it hard. And it's not simple, but one thing I don't forget is that being in that position and having that time where I was homeless and had to figure things out for my family and be out there on the street, and it was very difficult. So I'm just so happy that he received it well and was okay and allowed me to step into position to be of some service or help him. And even my daughter, which was interesting, she didn't want me to take the money that she had and give it to him. She wanted to bless him with her own $5. So I'm just so happy that we're teaching them. We're even teaching the kids about giving and being a part of the community and serving and, giving back, because it is our duty. It's my duty as a parent to teach them how to bless others, in that are less fortunate than yourself. You could tell that he hadn't eaten. You could tell that he had been out there for a while. It was cold yesterday. It just, wow, just to see his face light up and to receive the blessing. I was just so very happy. I was just so very happy to see that. So yeah. I want to call my producer. Nadia, are you available, mama? I don't want her to, I know she's probably not going to want to come on, but Nadia, are you available? Let me see if we can see what's going on with my special guest. I have a special guest scheduled today. I'm very, very excited about this guest that's coming on. She is a playwright producer, which is amazing, and has multiple projects out. So we're going to be talking to her in a minute. Let me go ahead and mute myself really quick. I'll be right So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Had to check in with my producer real quick, see what's going on, and check in. So anyway, guys, that was a big deal. We got out there and just, checked in with the community. I felt very proud of my kids for stepping up to the plate and stepping into position to serve and be there, as a um, beautiful soul and spirit and service the community. So I'm happy. Thank you guys for tuning in right now. I'm so happy to always go live before you. So this morning, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did a little bit of a special talking about the whole Kirk Franklin situation. And my God. 1 second, guys. Yeah, so we want to I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I am a mother. I am a parent, and sorry guys. I'm a mom, and I know that, like, Kirk Franklin is definitely, I'm sure, going through a lot because he's under a lot of scrutiny right now from the industry, the public, the world. He's never really had like a controversial situation like this. And sometimes the media can really kill you. They can really slander, your name and things like that. But I don't know. For me, I sympathize with him as a parent because I'm a mom of 7 and I've been through many situations, in the industry and have experienced industry and parenting all at the same time. And the thing is, you're still, regardless of what kind of entertainer you are a parent first. And I just really feel for him in that sense. He's a parent first, and he had to step up and do what he had to do. And the thing is, he was being disrespected by his son thoroughly. Being completely disrespected. It was, it was bad. It was bad. You can even hear in the conversation the hostility between the two of them. It was bad. It was bad. Even if they had that conversation and the public didn't know about it, it still would have been bad. None of it was good at all. You understand? So I can only imagine what he is facing right now with going through that, that deal. And I'm going to get my special guest in here. Then I want to also talk to her about that. So we're going to add her in to the show. I want to welcome my special guest, Ms. Qianna Harris. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Oh my God. You hear me over here talking about this situation with Kirk Franklin, mama.
Yes. Yeah.
It's tough, right?
It's rough. It's rough. It's unfortunate because, unfortunately his was publicized because I feel like a lot of parents have been in his shoes. I know it's tough on both ends. I know it's tough on his son's end. I know it's tough on his end. But more so a parent speaking, having an adult child, it can get a little touchy. Simply because once a child reaches a certain age, they feel like, hey, you should respect me. And then as a parent, you're like, hey, you're still going to respect me,
Right.
So, unfortunately, right. I'm not mad at Kirk at all. If that's what you wanted if you wanted my answer, I'm not mad at Kirk at all. Number one, he's a human being. Number two, a parent deserves respect. The word says it. Honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days will be long.
Yeah, we know the scripture behind it. And I talked about it this morning on this morning show, and really addressed the different sides of it. The fact that, we train our kids and we teach them about the world, and then when they get to a certain point, they make their own choices and things like that. And it's not to say that any one parent is right or not, or whatever, or adult is right or not right. I'm not saying either side is right or wrong, but I know that even as a human being, he didn't deserve to be talked to in that manner. From his son, he was being disrespectful. He was being rude. And I mean, one thing I can say, industry not, Christian not, Kirk Franklin is a human being.
Exactly.
So people, what they do is they expect that you're not going to, because of the Christian platform, they expect for you not to be human, especially under the eye of the industry. That is a difficult industry to be in. You probably know a little bit about that, and we're going to talk to you about your journey and some of the pressures and things that you have experienced. Yeah, it's tough. I got some grown kids, and we haven't always seen eye to eye.
Right.
Right. And you want to guide them in the right direction and things like that. But at a certain point, this is what I would say, is that I feel now, since this thorough immoral disrespect was done at this point, I think that Kirk Franklin definitely needs to pray for him and let him go.
Right.
Let go and let God, right?
Exactly. I agree. That's a great point.
Because it's like, okay, this is what you wanted, and that's a lot of scrutiny, and that's a tough position to be in. Right. We ain't never heard Kirk Franklin cuss.
Right.
So the world is like, what is going on? Like, are you serious right now? And they're not realizing that there's been, over 20 years of this back and forth between the two of them. From what Kirk's wife described, she said that they had tension for years. This is not just starting. She sat back and had to kind of deal with it as his wife, and it's just been a lot of drama. So I hate that they're even experiencing that as a family. Let's talk about the family aspect.
Right, the entire family. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Make your point. I definitely want to
say that one thing that I know that stands out to me that speaks volumes is, I know everyone's focused on the fact that, a lot of people, I won't say everyone, but a lot of people are focused on the fact that Kirk Franklin, Christian artist, he cursed. That's the focus. But what I see is the hurt behind the words that came from him. It was more of an anger / hurt. And I think it was more so hurt coming from Kirk's response. Because like you said, it's been years of this, there's no telling, like you said, as far as the family, how the siblings have taken it all in, what they've had to deal with as well concerning the hurt that has been, that has caused tension over the years. The great thing I think is that they're taking counseling, have been taking therapy concerning it. I agree with what you said as far as praying for his son and letting him go, because sometimes we can't reach our children like we want to, but the Most High
God
can do it
much better than we can. Like, to me, at this point, God is the only way.
Exactly.
You have, to me, his son now has crossed the line. See, I'm a parent, and this I'm gonna get to you too, because I'm a parent of 7. How many children do you have?
I have 8.
And we hear some of them in the background. Yeah. No, that's fine. That is, girl, please. I got to you.
I'm
no,
to go ahead and put the hammer down real quick.
Right, don't even worry about it. We keep it real on this show. I want to, we welcome. If you gotta even take a break for a second, we get it. You know what I mean? I'm a mother.
Yes.
I'm a mom. And
I'm
I definitely
let them know background needs to be silent.
Right. Understand the position that you're in. So you have multiple children. Tell us about that. Tell us about you as a mom, that side of you.
Like you said, you can hear the background. As a mom, it is very, very challenging. It can be very rewarding as well. But it is challenging a lot of the times, especially dealing with the different personalities, trying to adapt to each child's way of learning, each child's way of developing, each child's way of feeling loved. It's a challenge because I cannot treat everybody the same.
No,
I have to handle each child according to their personality. I got a sensitive one. I can't come at that same child with discipline the way I would the child that seems to be a little bit more headstrong, or a little more, what do you call it?
Aggressive, or
I can't think, but yeah, in that arena. So the one that's willing to withstand a little bit more, I can't come at them like I would the one that's a little more sensitive. Because they'll take it like, oh, mommy's just playing, so whatever, she'll be mad just for a second, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot of structure, which is something that I still work on a daily basis. I don't think any parent will be perfect. There will never be a perfect parent. Parenting just comes with time. It just comes with learning the kids. I try to do as many activities as I can with them so that it won't drive me nuts. And I have to have me time. In the beginning, when I first started having my children, I didn't get much time to myself. So I started to get to a place where I was just like, not focused a lot. I was kind of off focus and not on course. And I wasn't able to pursue the things that I'm pursuing now. But my husband came to me, we came together, we made a decision. Hey, if mommy's not happy, the household's not happy.
Right. And based on the number of kids you have, we know that we got to keep mama happy.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a subliminal message I'm throwing in there. Because sister, I get you, because I got 7. I got 7 physical kids that I had that I birthed into the world, and one child that I raised, which is my little brother. I adopted him. So it's 8 for me too. It's a total of 8 when you calculate, all of that. It's like you don't single him out and put him in a different position. I adopted him as my son, and that was rough. You know what I mean? He had a lot of predisposed issues with drugs being born in his system and things like that. So it was a lot, and as a parent, we deal with a lot, mama, day to day. Like your days are always different. Nothing ain't the same ever, Right.
Yeah. It's never a dull moment.
No, we have to be their first teachers. We have to, sometime, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but I've experienced this past year. I was just telling a friend of mine, I'm like, shoot, sometimes I got to check the teachers.
Yes, absolutely. I have had multiple occasions of that.
Right.
Multiple.
Like, so it's like things that you have to step into position of. It's never a blank moment at all. Like your schedule is always full. You're always on duty. It doesn't go away. You could be, in the middle of whatever in your life and having to take care of other things, but you still are always going to be a parent. So I just commend you, sis. I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
I understand. God bless you. Goodness. And so let's talk about what you do as a producer. I want to talk about that. Give us, a little background on your project and you as a producer, writer, and things like that. Tell us about that.
I'll tell you about that. Well, let me ask you first. My background. We good with hearing me?
Yeah, we good.
So production concerning theater. I started. Let's see. Back in 2011, I gained an interest in theater. It actually started in church, really. I was able to be a part of the drama ministry, and that sparked something in me doing the acting, and and I actually did a stage play. I acted in a stage play outside of the ministry. And so once I did that, I just really enjoyed it. I started going on auditions. I started doing all types of things, but I kept running into stumbling blocks. Every time I went to audition, it was like I wasn't, landing the roles that I wanted. I wasn't getting as far as I wanted to. So I said, you know what? The best way to do this is do it myself, so that my production can be the way that I want it. And it's not about size. It's not about skin tone. It's not about, it'll be about what I need it to be about, which is good acting.
Right.
I was home once and I just started writing, and it kind of felt like the pen was writing for me. And I was like, man, this is something I know I have to do. And the title of the production is Deliver Our Mail, which is MALE. And it's basically a production that's about a young man that's from the streets. And that's all he knew growing up. But he had come to a point in his life, he was tired of going to jail. He was tired of going to prison. And he wanted to change his life completely. But those he was connected to tried to keep him in the streets, tried to keep him in the game, tried to keep him, dealing and doing things he had no business doing. And so his challenges were, the people he associated with were like, it's only one way out. And he was like determined to let them know, no, I have a choice, and I'm choosing the right path, and it's funny because those that were trying to keep him in the game were actually family members, his uncles.
Which happens in real life. That's a realistic, writing. That's a realistic part of life. A lot of times your biggest worst influences are your family. And it's hard because you love them too. You have that dynamic where you love them too. So it's a lot of pressure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I tried to portray a lot of that in the show, was like to show the pressure that does come from family or that does come from someone you love. And it tries to cause you to make the wrong choice when, when you're receiving something different and something that feels right doesn't always look right to others. So it's a challenge of trying to make the choice of what is right, or, let me keep peace in between, those who knew me as Pookie when I was 12, or, you know what I mean? So,
right.
But anyway, so the production is an opportunity to put it on.
Launching the play, like, what was that like? Girl, I know.
Ooh, yeah. I think anything that kind of gives you a slight struggle is worth having sometimes. Because I did kind of, by being my first production, I didn't know a lot of things. I did reach out to a few people trying to get pointers and, on where should I have it, or, what time is the best time. It's like the smallest things matter so much when you're putting a production on, because what's amazing is you do all this rehearsing, all this back and forth, and all this calling people and doing these things for something that lasts an hour and a half or 2 hours. So it's a lot that goes into it. You got to find the right people that carry the right spirit with them when they come in. You got to audition
people. You got to test them on characters, roles, and have a table reads, and there's so many. So many different parts to stage plays. I was a casting director.
Nice.
At a certain point in my career, and I was really a casting director out in Hollywood and LA. And there's a lot to choosing your cast, and choosing the correct cast that's going to really deliver those lines and things like that. Yeah. So was that hard for you? Was that part hard, like picking your cast out and things like that?
It was because starting out, I didn't have too many people assisting me. So I had to go through that as well, finding the right person to be alongside of me, someone who's not, riding with you just to ride your coattail and turn around and,
Right.
And so trying to choose the cast was the same, because some people were so passionate about what they do, but they had to realize that their home life didn't match. There was no balance with being able to do the production and, home, taking care of home. And so I ran into those moments. I ran into the ones where you have those who are just starting out, but they come in like they're Denzel already. And sometimes you kind of have to kind of help them, tone that down a little bit,
their ego down, yeah.
Like we all, we in this together, we got to work as a team, and so some of the things that I experienced, with some of the actors, and also even dealing with some of the people at the theater itself, that was another area of challenges. So it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Because in the end, once that production is displayed, it's like all this hard work has paid off.
Right. One of our viewers said she met a few wannabe Denzels, and she says, LOL. Right.
Exactly. Yes, indeed.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I run into that too, sister. Like, it's interesting. I had to kind of, I don't know, you learn to adapt pretty quickly, right, in this business to different things at different times. And you know what? Let me tell you something. The way that we learned that skill is from parenting.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't put parenting down for nothing, because when I tell you parenting has prepared me for this industry and this business and how to, adapt to different moments. Like the other day, we was up in the house on a sick roller coaster. It was rolling through the house. It was like, from 5 a.m, it was all day. I'm in there with bleach and it was crazy. It was dramatic. And that's the business. The industry is just like that. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely attest to that, because man, when Corona first hit, I could have sworn it went through our household before it was even announced, because boy, I'm telling you, like how you said, just one baby got sick, then the next one got sick, then the next one got sick, and then the next person. Thankfully, I didn't get sick. However, during that time, I noticed that their fevers lasted a little bit longer than normal, and they were down a lot longer than the normal cold or whatever, but this was before it was even announced. This was around December of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So,
let me actually say that. We are parents with a lot of kids. We're used to our kids being in school.
Right.
How did you deal with that transition of the virtual training and virtual school? Because listen, you see these brave girls.
Did my face say that?
I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't function well. I felt like I was going bananas a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to deal with teachers that were not respectful as well, and I'm trying to adjust to this whole thing. And on top of that, now become their main teacher all at the same time. And they can tell you what they want to say, but when this first happened, they hadn't even figured it out yet, So we were their main teachers. They can tell you like they want to tell you.
Right. Right.
But we again are telling you the truth about the matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was very interesting, and I lost my mind.
Yes.
And I had to report one of my daughter's teacher for the way that she was being rude and disrespectful toward us, and I caught her in the act, visual wise. She is messing with the wrong social media sister, because I know how to make accounts with my video cameras, phones, and all the things that we have at our fingertips. So she messed up a little bit, dealing with social media mama Queen G over here. So anyway, how did you adjust to the very first beginning of, taking them from out of school to being virtually, educated at home? What was that like for you in the beginning?
I believe my face may have given a little bit of it away.
Yeah.
But you're talking right down my alley. I feel like it's about to turn into a counseling session. Can I get some tissue, please?
Right. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
You got it. This is your ground.
But no, I agree with you. It was definitely a struggle in the beginning, because it was just it was all of a sudden, and I was used to that being my me time when the kids went off to school. So having everybody 24 hours, 7 days a week, I had to have a woosah moment. But
my God.
In the beginning,
yes.
I had moments too, just like you, where I had to catch myself, because I would hear the teachers, my child would go off to the restroom and come back and the teachers yelling their name. And I had to be the one to get in the camera and turn the camera like, hey, Miss Smith, ma'am, and so
they saw a lot of those side eyes, right? Like
right. The eyes start twitching. But I had to learn, and especially by me having multiple, I had to make sure I let every teacher know, like, listen, I have more than one student in my home.
Right.
Be patient so that I can have patience with you,
Right. But, and every curriculum is different, and they're all different age levels and things like that. And the like the curriculum alone was, and some of it, I'm gonna tell you this too. I don't know for you, but for me, it was confusing.
Yes.
In the beginning, the way that they laid everything out for the kids, I don't even feel like they had it organized for themselves yet.
They didn't. Because it was new to them all. Everybody was trying to go from in-person schooling to at-home schooling, and the teachers were so used to the in-person setting that they still carried the same mindset online. And it's like, well, honey, we're in our living room, bedroom. Right. The kids are comfortable. You're gonna have to work with them. But
and it's only so many spaces that they can, alienate themselves from each other into their own space. A lot of us don't have it like that, where you got, a bedroom for every 7, 8 child. You know what I mean?
Right.
It ain't work like that. We doubling up on some rooms, and we doing
but even if you don't have the number of rooms, they have to understand that the home is normally their place of comfort, regardless of what size, what this, what that. That's their place of comfort. This is where children go home to relax, where children go home to sleep. They go home to eat, a home cooked meal or whatever the case may be. And so their mind in the beginning was like, I'm home. I'm not focused on school. I'm home. I'm looking at my bedroom. I'm looking at, this is where me and mommy and daddy or whoever, this is where we normally watch movies. This is where we normally, come together and congregate with one another. So their mindset wasn't there. And the teachers just, they were still trying to adapt as well. So it just caused a lot. But I want to surprise you with something. I ended up homeschooling my kids. So they are permanently homeschoolers at the moment.
Okay, so it gave you a new phase of something that you didn't know you would like, and you actually like it. Okay.
Right.
That's what's up. And I'm sure for a lot of parents, they decided that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't one, but
I know that's right.
I wasn't that one, but no, I cheer on parents that do make that decision, because I know that study, that type of study, doing it independently and on their own time and things like that, for some students, it boosts them ahead and gives them more.
It did.
So, hey, if it works, it works. I love it. I love it.
I mean, we're still structuring it out, which is every phase. Each time a child turns a year older, the structure changes anyway. And so, but it worked better for me simply because I was able to organize it the way we want and do things according to our schedule. Like for spring break, I think the school system is on spring break this week, I believe. I think this week is spring break in our area. But we took our spring break 2 weeks prior and went to California and stayed, and enjoyed ourselves. That was our spring break. So while everybody else is now on spring break, we're back in school. But, we have our moments where sometimes if they do really well during the week, we can have a fun Friday. If they've completed all their work, hey, no,
you give them incentives,
but that's our choice,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I definitely. You are doing an amazing job. I think that is phenomenal. I want to read Rockstar Denim's comment. Absolutely loving the new graphics. Looks good. Thank you so much, sister. That is my sister. Nice. She is going to be designing me for an upcoming red carpet that I'm hosting this upcoming weekend in Milwaukee, next weekend, I mean. So I'm excited about that. I wanted to read her little comment. And I just, I thank everybody that supports the Queen D Live experience and this platform, like Shay Cross. Let's bring her up. My sister that refers to Shay is the bomb,
Yes, she is.
She is everything. I love her. her.
Me too.
She is so supportive, and we have been. I've been one of her marketing promotional angels, I would call it, over the past couple of years. So it's been amazing bonding with her and doing business with her and just the whole nine. I'm just so grateful to see the growth in her career and things like that as well.
Absolutely.
Amazing growth. Oh my God. Like
exactly. And along her way up, she's actually reaching back and giving a hand up. Not a hand down, but a hand up. And I appreciate her for that as well.
Exactly. So, sister, your play, tell us what stage it's in now. What are you doing at this point? And give us the name of it as well. I don't think we asked the name of we did ask the name. Deliver Our Mail. We said that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, Deliver Our Mail, that, as you see, that's the title of it. The production right now, I put it on a pause. I did not stop it because when the pandemic happened, it kind of made me have to change and rethink, because I was used to doing the play at a stage, theater outside or, in a building. And so, of course, for safety reasons, definitely had to rethink that. So it's on pause right now. And what I did do, because I had time on my hands during that time, I started writing a screenplay for it, which is a movie script. And so I'm in the process of completing that. I'm in the middle of the movie script because it's amazing, because it makes you put a lot more detail into the movie script than what you would put on the stage production. So it's actually fun, but I have to keep coming back to it because there's so much thought I have to put into it. But anyway, but I'm half done. So I'm thankful for that. And
I'm going to say that, hallelujah, and won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Amen.
Won't he do it? I'm so dead.
I truly thank God for that. I mean, I cannot, man, it's like the way I went through things, even with the production during stage, it's like, even what I considered a problem, I saw that was actually God's way of teaching me how to be better and how to do better for the next time around. Some of the things that I experienced, even because I did the production twice. I had an opportunity to do the production at Porter Sanford, which is in Decatur, Georgia. And then there's another venue that's called the Rialto, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. And
okay.
that theater is actually owned by Georgia State University. Was picked up by Georgia State University. It used to be a very old. It used to be a theater a long time ago, movie theater, years ago, and they turned it into like a theater stage, you know, where people can come in and do singing. And the same week that my show was happening, which I felt great about, Gladys Knight was going to be on the same stage. So I was really excited about that because she was one of my favorites. I remember meeting her when I was 9 years old. I'll make the story short.
No, go ahead. Tell us about it.
I was just gonna say, when I was 9 years old, I saw her at the airport, and recognized her, and I was like, "Mommy, can I go say hi?" And she's like, "Yeah, go say hi to her." You know, she looked like she was in a rush, but she took the time to stop, say hello to me, and give me a hug. And I remembered that. So when I saw her name on the marquee right after my stage production, it lit something in me. So I just wanted to share that.
My God, I love her. And for those that know me, I do sing, but the only song that I know is a Gladys Knight song, which is Neither One of Us. That's the only song that I know every single word to. So I am also a fan. And oh my God, I followed her career. Song? Neither One of Us.
Neither one. Yes.
Classic. Girl. That's my stuff right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love her. I can understand why that would wake something up in you. Having those real raw moments where you saw yourself on the outskirts, but here you are on the inside. And that just does something, you know? It's so amazing and so inspirational and so everything.
Definitely.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, the moment I interviewed SWV, that did something for me, because I don't know if you know this, but my brother is Tyrese Gibson, the singer.
I've heard.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Love him.
Okay. That's what's up. But I remember many eons of years ago that I was still already in the business, you know, behind the scenes. But during his climb to success, I remember him being in a music video with SWV. Wow. And it was called Rain. Rain down.
Yes.
Follow me. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So I used to be like, that video is dope. And, you know, I was so excited, right? And just that whole little thing. And I was so excited that they gave him that kind of opportunity to be the featured guy, sex symbol, whatever in the video. So I always admired them, and I love their music and things like that. So girl, when I got the opportunity to talk to them, I was like, thank y'all so much, you know, and to thank them personally, that was crazy. And it was like,
and it's amazing how, you know, just how life connects us all. And it's so amazing. I just want to share this story real quick.
No, go for it. Tell me.
Tyrese, I used to work for American Express. I think that was maybe 10 years ago. Maybe something like that, 10 years ago. Anyway, point is, I worked in the travel department. And so one of the ladies sitting next to me, we were travel agents. And so the lady sitting next to me, she got a phone call. And she was like, you know, just welcome to American Express, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I'm on the phone with Tyrese. I was like, what? I said, give me the phone. We turned instantly into some teenagers from high school, you know?
Right, so that is so cute.
I've loved him for a very long time. Just thought I'd share that with you. And it's just amazing that I'm actually able to sit and talk with you, you know. And I need another box of tissues. Thank y'all.
God is real. God is real. You know, and we all, no matter what position we're in, no matter what level, we all dream. We all dream. We have a dream, you know, and when it comes alive and that visual of what you dreamed is like in fruition, or it's solid and for real, it's like, my God, are you serious right now?
Right.
It just shakes the very core of everything in you. And I don't care who my brother is, what position I'm in. I never stop dreaming. You understand?
Absolutely.
I am a dreamer. I have visions. I get up every single day and work as if it is everything. You understand?
Exactly.
So, and then when them challenges present itself, I'll be like, okay, what's up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That was meant to knock me down, but you know what? We about to get back up again.
That's right.
We about to make this happen. So, you know, you use your situations to be that catapult to go to the next level. And I'm just so grateful now again to reach others and be a hand up for them and say,
Right.
come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's walk in this door.
Exactly.
You know, and what you call it? I think you called it something. What you call it? The Denzels. Girl, I didn't have some Denzels. You know, I'd be like, are you serious? Really? Really? Really?
Right. I mean, they come in with the pimp cane and the fur coat and the hat with the feather. Okay.
Yes. You gotta get on some humble pie. You know, and you don't want to start pulling out, you know, different things like, oh, you know, I've been on Oprah, right? You don't want to start, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I've run into so many of them, and I'd be like, sit down, chill out.
Right.
Because
well, they say have several seats.
Because, you know, and it's a trip. This business is a trip. And what I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And evidently there is something on the inside of you that with your faith reached me. Yes. You understand? Mm-hmm. There's something in your faith that said, I have drive, I have determination, I'm not giving up. It's something in you that got you to this point.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Because if I can say something right there, that in the beginning, of course, you know, and I encourage any mother to keep going and following your dream, because like I mentioned before, there did come a time where I was kind of skeptical, and I'm just like, you know, hey, it's over. You know, I'm like, I got kids now, you know, they're going to start dreaming. You know, I just thought that having the children was kind of like an end all, you know. Unfortunately, I did think that. That's just my truth. But I know God had to come to me at some point and say, hey, it's okay to focus on you. You know, the gift that I gave you was a seed that's been watered over time, and it's got to come out at some point, you know. And so that's where I am now. I'm capable of doing that. You know, I'm capable of being okay, because I used to have that guilt of, if I look after myself, then I'm doing my children a disservice, you know, or I'm giving them injustice. And I just had to realize it's okay. And that's what made me, you know, just throwing this out there, but that's what made me write the song that I did. Because it's like, I realized after a while that there was purpose behind having 8 children. There was purpose in that. You know, and it, like you were saying,
spiritual terms is new beginnings.
That's it.
So if you ever want to know that number, you know what I mean? How that associates, there's always new beginnings. You're never going to repeat the same situation. You're going to always have new things being introduced into your life. And you should get up every day and be just as excited. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What you got for me today? That's kind of how I have to be, sister, because, you know what I mean? I've been hit with some challenges, and I can't waddle in the challenge. I gotta pick myself up, you know, for the sake of the fact that I birthed 7 children into the world, and I'm now a grandmother, and my lineage and my inheritance is growing and extending out. I just mailed this morning my daughter her baby box. Hold on one second. Sorry, this is my hubby.
Okay. I'm gonna pause my camera.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I just wanted to pause it so I can turn my volume up as well.
No, you're fine. So, you know, we have to keep going. We got to keep fighting. We got to keep striving, because we had so many, because that is what God is using in our life to keep us pushing and fighting, because they are our next generation. What legend are you going to leave for them? Now, when I get up every day, I think about legend for my children.
Yes.
I want them to be able to pick up, look at YouTube and see videos of the greatness of their mom.
Right.
I also, we ain't talking about just that, honey. Let me tell you and take something to the next level for you. Let me talk about this seed that we can actually plant into their lives physically too. I became a co-author with my children, writing books with them. You understand, where they are now authors as well. They're taking things to the next level. You understand? Yes. So not only is it about leaving a legend or a lineage for them and an inheritance, but it's also incorporating them in, training them hands-on and teaching them hands-on, so that they can take that to the next generation and build empires and you know, communities and things like that. Girl, our babies that's watching us, do you understand how great they are?
Yes. Yes.
Every single day, my sister, I'm teaching these over here. You understand, to build empires and things like that by the actions that I take in their lives. My children have been on the cover of magazines. They've been in so many magazines, we can't even count no more. You understand? Yes. We have taken them and put them in position to also be on Amazon and be Googleable themselves. Right. You understand? Right. So that's what I want to. And if God give me this minute to sit and talk with you, don't look at it in the same way no more.
Right.
It's all about now putting their names on some stuff.
Right.
You understand? And teaching them to work with you in those capacities, so that they become great in their own right and take your legend and pass it on to the next generation. Honey, my wealth is being set up in more ways than you know. I ain't got the physical money yet. That part ain't manifested yet. But one thing I will say is that they know that they can look their names up on Amazon and they are there. They know that they can take their children's books and bless other children with their stories of what they have written from their own ideas. I just wrote them down for them. Honey, come here. I don't know what your baby's names are. Come here, honey. What ideas do you have in your head? Like, what do you want to write down? What are you visualizing? My daughter, do you know, one day she came to me, she says, Mommy, I want to write a book too. I said, for real? I thought she was playing, my sister. I thought she was joking, right?
Right.
And she was like, no, Mama, I'm serious. I had to take a back seat and I had to stop. You understand? And I had to look at her and I had to take her serious. I said, what do you want to write about? She said, I want to write about a little girl trading lives with her baby dolls.
Oh, wow.
So their lives completely swap. Okay.
Wow.
And she came up with a concept called Dolly Mix Up. First day of school, and I need to send you some books. We're gonna do business off of this interview. I wanna talk to you some more, and I wanna get a package together and send it to you for your children. But that story, the first day of school, they go to school and now they're swapped with their dolls. So their dolls don't know how to live like real human beings. And they get in trouble because they're not listening to their teacher. And like, that's the first day of school.
Wow.
That's how it starts and opens. These kids are brilliant, honey. These kids are brilliant.
Yes,
brilliant. Your kids are out here just sitting all up in there, ready to be birthed forth. And it's going to take a parent like you, a visionary type of parent, to touch their lives, bless them, and say, sit down, baby. Let's get these ideas out. Let's get them out to the world. You understand? Because we're going to do it together. We're going to do it as a family. We're going to build this empire one idea at a time.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you.
You know, I don't know. I don't know why I had to go that hard about it, but it's something that God's been dealing with you anyway. You just been, procrastinating on some stuff. It's some stuff God been dealing with you anyway. You just been kind of like, okay, it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I went through my moment because I don't know if you remember speaking with me before, but I ended up, after we spoke, I was pregnant again, and it was twins. So I had to go through my moment of that pregnancy and all that. But I was just going to share with you, like what you said, as far as creating legacy and a legend and things like that, that I did have the opportunity. I put my kids in my productions when I did them. So that was my production crew right there. I had my oldest daughter was working the lights. She was with the lights technician. And I had two of my children that were actually in the play.
There you go.
Yeah, my son and my daughter played their roles as children in the stage production. And my tiniest ones, of course, there was nothing they could do at the time because I still have toddlers. My twins are 2 years old. But I do have them. I do have also a video on YouTube. It was more so for us. I haven't had a chance to put my kids out there at the public level that I would like to as of yet, but it's coming. But I was going to start us off as a group, like a singing and rapping group. Right. And we were called Team Harris. So I did do one that's on YouTube, a video of me and my kids. My kids were like my background dancers. And I had done a remake to, let me see, what was his, Young Jeezy had a song called I Put On. So I did my own inspirational remake of that called I Put On for the Kingdom. But all of that is on YouTube. But that was my way of getting my kids exposed to things they like, because they love to dance, they love to, sing, write. So I've had an opportunity to put them in things that I've done. I want to take them a little further, but I was looking at trying to do it, in a way, just trying to pave the way. Just doing everything that I can to start, put that pavement together, so that it'll roll to be a little bit easier for them. So I agree with you doing
it's
things.
Steps too, sister. I know I go hard and come across harsh, but it's steps too. It takes a lot of steps.
No, I got you.
But more than anything, it's a mindset. Yeah, you have to have the mindset that this is what we're gonna do, period.
Right.
We wrote I wrote 14 books in 1 year and put out how many magazines? 12 magazines.
Wow.
2020 was our year. Like, that was the year where we were really, from 19, the end of 19 to now, that was we have been working.
Ooh, yeah.
And these kids are now authors. They've taken their books to school and given them to their friends. And we have, been able to bless other children. And they actually love the story. My daughter wrote a book called My Unicorn Cake. It's about a little girl who she wants to enter a baking contest, but her cake keeps getting eaten. So she has to put up a camera to spy on the area to find out why this cake keeps, coming up missing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really cute. Stories are just amazing. And then another one, my clothes won't get on me. And you would understand this because this is about that child in the morning that you gotta come back and forth with because they just don't want to get up. It's like, and it starts with the bad behavior of dad who sleeps through his alarm. That's how the book opens. Oh. My clothes won't get on me. My clothes, and I'm like, your clothes ain't gonna jump on you by itself. You gotta put them on. You know, it's some cute. When I tell you, so cute. You'll be so surprised at the concepts that's on your kid's mind. Have them start writing them out, and putting them on paper and taking that and taking and making them into tangible, ideas and projects and putting them out there. Because just like you're creative, trust and believe at least 4 of the 8 is creative.
Oh yeah.
Or if not all of them.
Oh yeah.
So it's just something I encourage, and I just want to encourage you, period. We have another mom on here, Tamika Long. She's a mother of 8 as well. So we are like, we in the 8 family, you know what I'm saying? we are like, I've raised 8, or have 8 total raised, but it's like, woo, it's not easy at all, sister. And I want to definitely encourage you that it's going to be okay. And I believe that we crossed paths for a reason, This was our season too, because there's some things that God wanted to confirm in your life, and you needed this conversation to have so that, he can let you know, like, this is me for real, working and operating through your life. He will send who he has to send in our path to, confirm some things for us. So, and I'm very spiritual. I'm very up and determined, girl. I don't play no games when it comes to when God tell me to do something. I don't question it, flinch, or none of that. Even if it seems retarded, sometimes I'm like, are you serious, God? Like, really? But even those things tie to something.
Right.
That's why I can't take my success and be like, oh, this is me. I can't beat on my chest because it's God that gives me all of this every single day. The ideas, the strength, the creativity, the whole shebang, the connections, like he sent people my path. I can't take that credit for myself. I'm just saying, God, have your way in my life. And I'm going to be a willing vessel to allow you to, do whatever you would do through me during this time. And I take it very serious. And when I tell you, my sister, it is not easy to be God's child. It ain't. We want to be hard-headed sometimes. Yeah. We want to step outside of the boundary and not always be responsible. We want to sometimes mess up.
Right. Yeah. And I totally agree. I mean, this, because my husband and myself, we do encouragement ministry. We encourage people on Sundays. Each week we'll come on and we'll, do it like how a ministry is supposed to do it. You come on, you kind of do, sometimes our kids will do devotion, every once in a while I'll teach them like maybe a dance or two, and they'll do that in the beginning, and then we'll come in and give our encouraging word. So yeah, there's times where, even though, just like talking about the Kirk thing, people, when you do ministry, people have high expectations. I want to give me a second because even Daddy's getting loud down there. They having a great time. We're about to end the interview. So okay.
I want you to go ahead and give your information at the end of how we can contact you if we want to, reach out to you concerning the play or what you have going on. So give us that information at this point. Okay. for our audience. And then I know you got kids. I got kids too. They probably in here cutting up too. We're gonna jump off of here and get off. But it's been amazing. I can't even describe this. This has been amazing.
It has been for me too. Because I first of all want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to sit and talk with you and to have this interview, to be able to share what it is that I'm doing, to talk about my family. This has been truly amazing. I really appreciate that. You know, this is something you didn't have to do, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that first before moving forward. But you can, you know, find me. I actually just wanted to mention this briefly, that I did just release a single. It's called Free to Be Me. And once you listen to it, you'll understand exactly what the song is all about. But you can find me, things about my production on YouTube. You can look under Qianna Harris, which is my name somewhere on here. Oh, right there. But you can see my name and the correct spelling of it. Is Qianna Harris. You can find me on Facebook, Qianna Harris. You can find me on Instagram. It's Kiki Harris. It's QI_Harris. So I know that one's a little different. Kiki_Harris on Instagram. What else do I have? But the song is out on all platforms. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes, Apple Music. Well, same thing. Even if you're doing an Instagram story, you can find my songs on Instagram under the music. So just and then also I have a website concerning my music, and I have a website concerning my production. The website for the production, so that you'll know whatever may be coming up in the future, it's deliveraourmail.com. So it's deliveraourmail.com. Perfect. Thank you. And then also for my music, just to get introduced to who I am, I'm still working on and completing the website for that, but it's SoQi.music.com. So it's SoQi music.com.
Okay.
Hopefully that wasn't too much information.
No, you're fine. No, I want you to, this is your moment to definitely do that. Give all your information on how we can contact. Is there a contact number or anything that people can reach you directly?
I'll provide a number, and I'm just forewarning, it's a Google number, just FYI. But it's 678-619-1098. And again, that's 678-619-1098. And it does come directly to me, so I will be the one answering that. Okay, awesome.
You have been so amazing today. I love
you use up all the boxes of tissue now. You can't
right? I love it. I love the
thank you,
fact that you're a sister. We can relate to each other in so many ways, and this has been awesome. Thank you for letting me speak into your life.
Oh,
you know,
no need to thank me for that. I'm very receptive, so thank you.
Definitely. And my producer, I would love for if we can put up the sunglasses across the screen. If we could do that. We have a eyeglass company. We sell sunglasses. On time sunwear. Yeah. So awesome. Y'all hit me up if you want to get your for the summer. We got a lot of different pairs over here, and they are gorgeous. Some of my producer loves hers. So far, the ones that have went out, they love their glasses and their shades. I was wearing some yesterday that was kind of hot. I was like, okay, making me feel like why don't you? And we have some name brands as well. So we have name brand glasses. Please inbox me for details if you guys are interested in getting your shades for the spring and summer. We know summer is coming. A lot of people are going to be hitting the beach. You want your shades to be real hot for that season. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. And y'all can find me on all platforms, on all social media under the name Queen G Live Experience. I want to thank everybody for supporting us. Thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you, Shay Cross, for sending Qianna Harris my way and in my direction. And you are also amazing, Shay Cross. Thank you, my production team who took care of the show today, all the details. Thank you so much. You did an amazing job. And listen, y'all, keep watching the Queen G Live experience. Get in here and get this raw talk, and send your people our way. Have them tune in, have them like the page, and it ain't nothing like this platform over here. Right. Yeah, we keep it raw and uncut. Trust me. Yes. Listen, if there's nothing else, y'all have a good day. This your girl Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. I'm officially out of here, y'all. Talk to you later. Peace.